guys, I'm Morgan Moore, and this is episode 2 of Answering the Call, OEMC's podcast to make sure that you're ready for whatever comes your way. We've got a big announcement today about a new partnership that OEMC is launching with a company that you may have heard of before. So we are joined with Kayla and Beverly from our OEM side. Kayla, you were the one who got this whole initiative going. So what was it like? Why was it important for you to get this partnership with Marvel?
Sure. Essentially how this all started was I was part of a cohort of emerging leaders for big city emergency management, which OEMC is super happy to be a part of. And it's about 15 cities and counties around the nation kind of coming together for best practices. And one of my peers from New York City Emergency Management brought in a couple copies of their superhero with Marvel and their comics, and in their character is named Ready Girl. And I was like, well, if New York can do it, Chicago can do it. So I started working with Marvel to see how we can bring preparedness topics in a cooler, more fun way to our city to kind of get people geared up and ready to go in the event there's an emergency or a disaster. For our perspective, preparedness is always hard to get people kind of invested and engaged. So we thought, well, why not look at a superhero? Because people love them. They've always been around, but they're kind of making a huge comeback with Disney Plus and all of these small series, and the Marvel universe is expanding. And it's like each year there's a new movie coming out with a new superhero. And, you know, kind of being a geek myself from a kid moving forward, I thought this was a great way to pull that together.
So let's kind of introduce people to this new initiative we have.
Yeah, sure. So we are happy to announce that Chicago's superhero, talking about preparedness topics, is Ironheart. A lot of people may know Ironheart from the second Wakanda movie, a character named Riri, who's kind of a tertiary main character in that second movie. And she is a STEM major. She's from Chicago. She's very much so from there. In the movie, there's relics of, you know, the Bears, the Blackhawks, and the Bulls all around her college dorm room. And as her character keeps growing, she kind of gains, you know, this audience behind her who's really pushing her forward to do the right thing. And her character just keeps growing and growing. So Riri, or also known as Ironheart for Marvel, is our preparedness hero since she is from the greatest city in the nation.
Agreed there. Beverly, you are sort of spearheading the outreach. You're the one of the many people we have who's out in the community all the time talking to people. What sort of benefit is this going to be to have this superhero connection when we're trying to tell people about being prepared and all the different things they need to know?
So it gives us another lane to be able to communicate with people and talk to them about being prepared. Any way that you can connect with people. And just like Kayla said, she's loved Marvel for forever. I have too. Me and my sons are Marvel heavy. And if you find someone that is Marvel heavy and they can make the connection from the superhero to the comic, to the items that I need to put inside of my case so that I'm prepared for the emergency, and we can have this conversation and it leads to more conversations, then I think this is something that is absolutely awesome because the community wants the information. You know, sometimes I don't think people realize they don't even know the questions that they should be asking to be able to get the information. So whenever I've given people information regarding any of the different aspects of OEMC, people have always been very appreciative of that information. So just finding another way for us to be able to relay it to people, I think is something that is spectacular.
And we are kind of trying to engage the community as well with this. We've got some stuff we're giving out at events to maybe get kids excited because we want to take the superhero thing a little bit further. Kind of explain that.
So what we are going to do...
You seem very excited.
Oh my goodness. So Riri's going to be doing some teaching to a particular liaison that be here in Chicago. And we have to figure out what my superhero name is going to be because I want to continue to be able to give Chicago the information as much as possible. So we will, I will continue to provide this information for as long as I possibly can. Once we figure out what my superhero name will be. If anyone has any ideas of my...
We'll put a poll up online.
Okay,
People can submit.
I'm so excited about this. But yes, it is just a way for us to connect, especially kids. Reason why I love connecting with children, because children will put the whole project together. You will have a whole bin of everything that you need for the emergency. Children will come get you and move you clear out of your room if they hear the alarm going off.
Talking a little bit about learning and knowing what to do, what are some of the things that Ironheart is going to help teach our communities?
Yeah, so Ironheart's going to be teaching our communities a couple major topics that, are tried and true here at OEMC, but in hopefully a new fun way. The first one that everyone will kind of be seeing a lot of is if you see something, say something. Reporting suspicious activity is extremely important, and everyone should be able to feel confident to be able to report something. If the hairs on the back of your neck are tingling, those spidey senses are going off, so to speak. If something doesn't seem right, whether it's an object, person, or situation, we always want them to report to 911. Another one that we're going to be seeing is Ironheart actually interacting with a villain named Whirlwind, who is kind of a tornado-esque character, and how to actually be safe and prepared and respond correctly in the event of a tornado. We've had so many tornado touchdowns and sightings, watches, and warnings that we have now become kind of this namesake in the United States, which is unfortunate, at least from an emergency management perspective, because that just increases our potential threat and vulnerability to an incident like that. So Ironheart teaches a group of folks how to effectively respond to a tornado. And then lastly, we're talking about extreme weather. This one will be talking about extreme heat, which is kind of funny considering it's cold right now in Chicago, but we are on the cusp of spring, and the summer weather will be hopefully rolling in soon. And with that in mind, this is about checking on your neighbors and doing well-being checks and making sure that you're keeping your home, your space, and your folks safe from extreme weather, especially extreme heat. A topic we talk about a lot at OEMC is the 1995 heat wave. And that was such a deadly incident that happened in Chicago only about 29 years ago. So, it seems like that was a long time ago, but really it wasn't. And, having over 700 individuals pass away due to extreme heat, we never want to see that again in the city. So this is just another tactic to get folks kind of thinking in that mindset, making sure they're running their AC, checking on their neighbors, and things of that nature.
OEMC has so many different facets. What are you hoping, big picture, long term, we can do with this, not only with this partnership, but just this new way of getting this information into people's hands?
One of the things that I would like for it to be able to utilize in the community that helps those who are responding to the incidents, right? If the community understands what they should be doing before they're even interfacing with 911, before they've interfaced with 311, before they've interfaced with OEMC in any way, they may be able to get things in order enough for that when the emergency responders are responding, it makes the job easier for them and they can cover more of the area for the emergency that may have happened. A way for us to get the community to be able to work together with one another, to be able to work together with the emergency responders that are responding on the multitude of levels, from the police, the fire, then from OEM, because there is the recovery effort that has to happen when emergency management is coming into play. Or if they get the community ready for the emergency, I think this is something that could really, 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 really be awesome.
Yeah, and to add to that, it's kind of giving people that level of ownership and empowerment. I think a lot of people as kids, and they see superheroes and they're like, I want to be like them, or that's so cool. And they're, so vigilant and valiant in their efforts. And, for us as emergency managers, something that we're always trying to push the community is to create that ownership and that sense of like, I can respond effectively and confidently if something were to happen to me, like an emergency, even your day-to-day emergency, whether it's like an auto accident, a cardiac arrest, or anything of these natures that aren't considered large-scale emergencies. It's the small day-to-day emergency where if someone feels empowered to be able to respond and react effectively because they've learned, some basic things and have that sense of ownership that I can take care of myself, my friends, my family, it truly goes a long way for our first responders, for emergency management, because it really, kind of lets us focus on even our more vulnerable populations.
As we start this partnership, obviously it's going to grow and evolve. But anything you want people to know that we didn't touch on?
I just want people to be ready to receive the information that we're going to be giving them. I just want people to be open to getting all of the information and seeing how it can apply to you in your life and what it is you'll be doing, and give it to more people. When you get the information, you can pass it along to someone else. I like it when people are ready. I like it when someone says, hey, I saw this happening and I called and they asked me that question and I knew where I was. Or I was on Lakeshore Drive and I looked up and saw a permanent pole marker so I could give the location of where I am. I like when people can utilize the information that we're giving. So just be open to it, be ready to receive it, and then pass it along as best you can, and then utilize that information so it keeps you and your family and your friends safe.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll add is we're super excited to be partnering with Marvel, and this is just kind of the start of it. We hope to have a lot more topics out in the near future on various ways to get prepared. And if anyone has any suggestions, we're happy to take them as well. But yeah, we're super excited to start this project and get people super prepared.
Pun intended. All right. Thank you guys so much. We look forward to seeing where Ironheart takes us and learning some of the cool tips and tricks that she has.
Yay. Thank you.
If you want any more information on Ironheart or her partnership with OEMC, you can visit our website or download our app, Chicago OEMC. We've got all the information there, all the tools and resources that Ironheart is going to be bringing you throughout the course of the year.